Daniel Carter had been living quietly in a perfect suburban neighborhood. Everything looked peaceful, but strict HOA rules controlled everything behind the scenes. Margaret Blake was the HOA president who enforced every rule without mercy. No one in the neighborhood dared to question her decisions. Daniel received another HOA notice one afternoon. It was small, but it showed how closely he was being watched. At every meeting, Margaret controlled the entire room with her strict voice. Even small disagreements were shut down immediately. Daniel stayed calm and observant, while others got emotional. He knew there was more going on beneath the surface. Margaret began inspecting houses personally. Even at night, residents started feeling like they had no privacy left. One day, a strange garage incident shocked the neighborhood. Rumors spread quickly without any confirmed truth. Margaret immediately pointed fingers at Daniel's property. She demanded strict punishment without proper investigation. Daniel did not react emotionally to the accusations. Instead, he quietly started analyzing every detail. An emergency HOA meeting was called by Margaret. She pushed hard for immediate action against Daniel. Whispers slowly started revealing hidden concerns. Whispers started spreading about unfair HOA behavior. People began doubting Margaret's strict control. Margaret refused to listen to any opposition. She became even more aggressive in her decisions. Daniel carefully reviewed all available information and evidence. Something clearly did not match the accusations. The neighborhood atmosphere became tense and divided. Trust between residents slowly started breaking down. Daniel made a decision to dig deeper into the truth. He refused to let assumptions control the situation. HOA members started arguing among themselves for the first time. Margaret's authority was being quietly challenged. The issue escalated beyond just neighborhood discussion. Legal involvement started becoming a real possibility. Margaret received an official legal notice unexpectedly. For the first time, her confidence started shaking. Daniel remained calm as everything moved toward legal action. He was fully prepared for what was coming next. Evidence from the neighborhood started surfacing slowly. Different versions of the story began to appear. Some residents admitted they felt pressured by HOA rules. Fear had controlled their silence for a long time. Daniel organized all facts in a clear and structured way. He focused only on truth, not emotions. Margaret tried to maintain control over the situation, but cracks in her authority were becoming visible. More neighbors started supporting Daniel quietly. They no longer trusted blind HOA decisions. The garage incident was investigated more deeply now. New details started changing the entire narrative. Margaret became increasingly defensive in meetings. Her confidence was slowly turning into frustration. Daniel stayed patient while everything unfolded naturally. He knew truth always reveals itself with time. Legal pressure on HOA continued to increase. The situation was no longer under simple control. Residents demanded transparency from the HOA board. For the first time, Margaret had to answer questions. Daniel presented organized facts to key members. His calm approach gained silent respect. Margaret tried to dismiss the growing opposition, but people were no longer easily convinced. The neighborhood began shifting its support slowly. Truth was starting to influence opinions. Daniel's evidence created serious doubts about HOA actions. The situation was turning against strict control. Margaret felt pressure increasing from all sides. Her leadership was being questioned openly now. Legal authorities started reviewing the case details. Everything was now under formal investigation. Daniel stayed focused and emotionally stable. He waited for the system to reveal the truth. Residents gathered privately to discuss the situation. Many admitted they had been afraid for too long. Margaret tried to defend her decisions again, but her arguments were losing strength. The HOA structure itself started showing instability. Control was no longer absolute. Court proceedings officially began after investigation. The neighborhood waited anxiously for results. Daniel entered the legal stage fully prepared. He remained calm and confident throughout. Margaret faced serious questioning for the first time. Her confidence visibly weakened under pressure. Evidence presented began shifting the entire case direction. Truth was becoming harder to hide. Residents realized how much control had been misused. The mood of the neighborhood completely changed. Daniel stayed silent while justice unfolded. He let facts speak for themselves. Margaret struggled to defend her past actions. The system was no longer in her favor. Final evidence confirmed major mistakes in HOA decisions. The truth was finally fully exposed. The neighborhood felt a massive shift in power. Control was no longer in one hand. Justice was finally delivered in the case. Daniel stood calmly as everything settled down. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more HOA drama stories.